and their contribution to this effort. So with that, if I get Marcia, you and Lena Ray, if you could come up, please. We'll start with these two. Karma, you start working your way this way. Well, like I said, it started with two gentlemen, lifelong friends in Circleville, and they were wondering, because the Forest Service was starting to close down all of their routes to get to the mountain to hunt and fish, wondering what they could do, how they could make a difference. One of them happened to work for the Forest Service. He was the forest engineer here on the Fish Lake National Forest, Clyde Lay, and the other one was Paiute County Commissioner Lyndon Romine. Now these two boys had learned how to work, and so once they had the idea, they started to sell it. They rolled their sleeves up and went to work, and that is how the Paiute Trail came to be. That's where it got its start, with these two fine gentlemen. Now unfortunately, they have gone on, but we have their wives here to accept these plaques, and so with that, we'll present this to Marcia on behalf of our Clyde. It says, in appreciation of his original vision of the Paiute Trail, on the tailgate of a pickup, Coke in hand, the trail was born. As the father of the Paiute Trail, he made it happen. And we'll present this on behalf of Lyndon Romine to Lena Ray. It says, in gratitude for his tireless efforts as a Paiute County Commissioner to promote the idea of the Paiute ATV Trail during the countless meetings and phone calls, he laid the foundation for the trail. Karma, get up here. Come on, you're wasting time. Now, if Clyde and Lyndon were the fathers of the Paiute Trail, this beautiful lady in pink here was the mother of the trail. She worked for Sevier County, and she sold the concept and the idea near and far around the country. She took it on the road, went to all kinds of events and whatever, and if you rode the Paiute in the early days, you knew Karma, because she was the individual who had the information, and she put in lots of hours, ran the whole thing out of her home, and we want to acknowledge her. Her plaque reads, Karma Thomas, thank you for selling the vision of the Paiute ATV Trail to all who would listen. The first visitors were invited and nurtured by this dear mother of the Paiute ATV Trail. Another individual we want to recognize who's no longer with us, unfortunately, is Ron Bushman. Now Ron, at the time the trail got started, was the mayor of Marysville. And he quickly saw the vision of what could be. In fact, he tried to get some individuals there in Marysville and said, why don't you start up a campground? He couldn't get any takers, so he did it himself, him and his wife Glenda. Have you heard of Lizzie's and Charlie's? Ron said of tourism, he says it's the easiest thing in the world, this thing called tourism. He said you just get those cars that are rolling up and down the highway, Highway 89 through Marysville, to slow down, roll down the window, and throw their wallets out. He couldn't quite make that happen, but he did the next best thing. He was a supporter. He loved the trail. I remember one day when we were on a trail project. Well into the project, found out it was Glenda and Ron's anniversary, and they had taken their anniversary to come out and work on the trail. Paiute Trail Hall of Fame for Ron Bushman. Thank you for grasping the early vision of the Paiute Trail and working tirelessly to make it happen. He believed if you build it, they will come, and they have. And last but not least, Roger Foisey, please come up. Roger was an early chairman of the Paiute ATV Trail Committee. He was a riding enthusiast, worked for the state, but he and his wife Beth took time out. He started this jamboree. He was the one that had the vision. He gathered a few people around him, Carmen included, and they started this jamboree. How many people have your first one, Roger?
75.
Yeah, 75 people at the first one, but he didn't give up. Look what it's turned into. We appreciate Roger. Paiute Trail Hall of Fame, Roger Foisey. In appreciation, service as one of the first chairs of the Paiute Trail Committee and for the vision of the Rocky Mountain ATV Jamboree. A perfect example of pure love for the sport and the trail. A round of applause for your first